When are you enrolling for that course? When are you starting to work out? When are you starting to love yourself? When are you starting to treat yourself with respect? When are you going to start working on those goals that you've written on your vision board? You've been giving enough excuses. You have been giving enough reasons as to why things are not working out. But I think it's time for you to execute all those plans that you have been putting down. It's time for you to say it's enough and start that business. Because you know what? Sometimes we sit and try to weigh things and give it time. You're like, no, I'm not ready. I don't feel I'm ready for this. But trust me, it's time. You'll never feel ready. It's been 5 years since you said you're starting a business. It's been 5 years since you said you're starting for a course, you're enrolling for a course. It's been 3 years, 2 years since you said you're moving out of that toxic relationship. It's been ages since you said you're starting to work on your diet, you're starting to work out, you're starting to love yourself. Until when? When are you going to stop giving excuses and starting to execute those plans? When are you going to stop giving those excuses? I think it's good for us ladies to at times have honest conversations with ourselves and say, I think I've been giving myself enough reasons. I've been analyzing this business for a long time. I think it's time for me to execute. Trust me, when I talk about this, I'm also talking to myself. So we are in this together. Because there's a business I have been sitting and analyzing, and I'm like, I really need to start this business. But for some reason, you just give yourself reasons, very minor reasons as to why it's not going to work out. But I think we agree today that it's enough. We've given enough reasons. We have analyzed enough. You have analyzed whether it's going to work, who is going to buy. No. I think it's enough time for us to execute. Because you know one thing, you may not understand something until you execute it. You see, for example, one thing I have learned, now this is from experience, there was a time when I was really struggling with weight, not because of anything, but of course I had had a baby. And there were times I could look at myself and I'm like, will this weight really go off, or I just get used to it? And for some time I found it hard to start working out because one, you're embarrassed. You feel like, oh, will this really work? You go to the gym on that first day. You look at those machines, at this equipment. You see people doing crazy things out of this world, and you're like, oh my goodness. So how did they even get to this? And you feel like, I can't do it myself. But trust me, that first day will make an impact. There's always day one and there's one day. We always talk of one day I will do this, one day, but there's that day one that makes a difference. Just taking that step of faith, that leap of faith, and saying it's enough, I'm starting to work out. So I think I enrolled for the gym. I started by going for walks and runs first in the morning, and then I enrolled for the gym. Then I think with time, you become better in something. You see? So with time, you start realizing easier and better ways of doing something. So first I started by going for walks. Then one thing I realized is that I needed a good shoe for me to have a very comfortable run. For example, you get to that. So I did that. Then I started going for runs. Yeah. And then I enrolled for the gym. Then I realized the biggest thing here when it comes to weight loss is not even working out, but what you eat. So I started working on my diet. And with time, I managed to lose lots of kgs. I think there was a time, by the time I gave birth, I was around 90. Yes, I was around 90. And I think so far I've lost around 25 kgs or something. So this is what I'm saying. You may never realize the impact of something until you start doing it. So even that business, sometimes you think like, who will buy from me? You never know until you start that business. You see? You never know until you execute that business. For example, we run a family business, and when it started, we never knew who was going to become our client, but with time you get even referrals from people that you never know. You get referrals from whoever it is. You post online and someone comes across your page, someone talks about your business. So what my point is this: you never know how you're going to get clients until you get there. You never know how they're going to come to you. You could boost your post on Instagram, for example, and it gets to someone who needs your service. Your friend could talk to someone. Nature will work a way out. So the best thing that you need to do is just get started. The rest will fall into place. Okay, sis? So we have agreed that we've given enough reasons and it's time for us to execute. So I want to tell you this. I wish you all the best in this plan that you have set that you're going to execute, and do this. Send this video to 2 of your friends and tell them that Lucy Wilbers passes her love to them. So I'll see you in the next episode.